Hi, welcome to Craft Central Designs. It is my pleasure to share with you today this beautiful Easter wreath created on the egg wreath frame from the Dollar Tree. This wreath is created with beautiful traditional Easter colors, multicolored Deco Mesh, decorated Easter eggs, beautiful Easter-themed ribbons, and a beautiful egg-shaped Happy Easter wood sign. I love this one, and I hope you do as well. Welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome to all visiting my channel today. If you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you are not currently a subscriber. And leave me your comments. I love receiving them and the opportunity to interact with my channel viewers. Okay, let me show you how I made this Easter wreath. I have here the egg wire wreath frame from the Dollar Tree. Be careful when you purchase this frame and make sure that all of the wires are connected and intact. There's quite a few that I came across when I was there that were broken. So just be careful. I have here this beautiful Happy Easter sign, and I wish I could remember where I got it. I'm so sorry. I purchased it last year, and I just don't recall where I got it, but I've been trying to keep an eye out for it. Perhaps that I purchased it at the Hobby Lobby. I'm really not certain, but I'm going to give you some options if you can't find anything like that particular egg that I used on my wreath. I'll speak about that in a few minutes. I purchased this Deco Mesh from Hobby Lobby. It was 40% off, and it's no secret, if you watch my channel, that I prefer Hobby Lobby Deco Mesh. And when it's on sale, I'll always use that instead of Dollar Tree. However, if you want to use Dollar Tree and the Deco Mesh isn't on sale at Hobby Lobby, you can do that. I would just purchase 2 rolls per color that I use on this wreath. Now, I didn't end up using that kind of aqua color there. So, if you're purchasing Dollar Tree Deco Mesh, I would purchase 2 orchid, 2 pink, and 2 white. I used 1 roll each of those colors that I purchased at Hobby Lobby, and I had a little bit left over on each of the rolls. And I have an assortment of ribbons that I purchased in various places, primarily Hobby Lobby. This one is from Hobby Lobby. All the Easter items are 40% off now at Hobby Lobby. I did use that particular ribbon in my hand there on this wreath. Love this ribbon. This ribbon, I believe I purchased this on Amazon last year. But in my search travels, if you will, through Amazon, I believe I did see that ribbon. So I think you could still purchase it on Amazon. And I have an orchid ribbon there with little white polka dots. That's from Hobby Lobby. 40% off. I got that. I'm showing you an assortment of narrow ribbons. If you decide that you want to decorate your Easter eggs, I'm just giving you some ideas here for beautiful ribbons that you could use. I love polka dots. Anytime I can use a polka dot ribbon, especially on an Easter egg, I love it. There's that one with the little Easter eggs on it. That ribbon is from Dollar Tree. That one as well is from Dollar Tree. I'm going to suggest here in a moment or two what you could do for the egg on that wreath if you can't find an egg. Anything similar to the one that I used, if you prefer that, that is. And I'm showing you here a number of different types of trims. And as well some narrow ribbons with different patterns. There's some rickrack, a very, very tiny rickrack, in all different colors. And these as well you can get every other week at Hobby Lobby, 40% off. Some of these ribbons and that particular lace there, I got at Walmart. They have a nice assortment of narrow ribbons at Walmart. And I have here a bucket of eggs. Oh my goodness. The eggs and the colors drive me crazy because it is so difficult to match orchids and pinks. And as it turned out on those ribbons that I used, those were my primary colors that I used on the wreath. So the yellow did not work, the aqua did not work, the orchid was the wrong shade. And so, I'm accustomed to all those difficulties with the pinks and orchids. So I just went with the flow and persevered. I have here some white Deco Mesh, which I generally use on a Deco Mesh wreath, but I didn't use it on this particular one. I have there a nice stack of white pipe cleaners that I'll be cutting in half, regular crafting tools, wire cutters, Aleene's Tacky Glue, scissors, of course, and a hot glue gun and glue sticks. I always use Gorilla hot glue. And now I'm going to show you that alternative. This egg is from the Dollar Tree. Those flowers peel right off, and you could take the stick off. It fits exactly the same way that the wood egg that I used. You could use the wrong side of that egg or peel off the flowers and use the right side. You could cover that egg. You could paint that egg, but I would suggest covering it with scrapbook paper. If not, you could even cover it with a fabric using Mod Podge. I'm showing you here some examples of scrapbook papers that would be pretty on that egg. This is a very pretty springy pattern on that scrapbook paper. There's another spring floral. Here's a little gingham check. This would work beautiful with a lot of trims, rickrack, narrow ribbons, etc. Another gingham check, and that yellow one is a little tiny polka dot. And this would be very pretty on that wood egg from the Dollar Tree. And then you could take rickrack or ribbons and just decorate it. And as well, you could get a Happy Easter wood sign. They have really pretty ones in a package at Hobby Lobby, and you could put that across the egg. It would fit perfectly on there. And again, I'm just showing you some examples of what you could actually use on that egg. So that egg is really the perfect size, and you could create a really pretty egg to put in the center of this wreath as well. So where there's a will, there's a way. If you like the egg shaped wreath, there's an option for you. Okay, so I decided, because of the ribbons that I used, I'm going to use pink, orchid, and white for my Deco Mesh on my wreath. I cut my Deco Mesh in 16-inch long pieces. I'm going to be using one of each color per bundle. I'm going to be using the woodland method. The factory edges go on the left and the right, the raw edges on the top and the bottom. You're going to roll up your Deco Mesh 3 times and put on a clip. Those clips are easily found at Dollar Tree. Roll it up on the other end 3 times, and then scrunch up the Deco Mesh with your fingertips till you get to the other side, and then clip it. And here comes the second piece, the orchid. Roll it up 3 times, put on the clip, turn it around, roll it up 3 times, scrunch it up all the way to the other side and clip it. And now one more is white. 3 times, roll it up, put on your clip, turn it around, roll it up 3 times, scrunch it up with your fingertips, Now we're going to take all 3 of those pieces and put them together to create a really beautiful bundle for our egg wire wreath frame. So I just gather them up together, take a half of a pipe cleaner, wrap it around, pull it nice and snug. Try and get your tails even in the back because you do have to wrap that around the wires of that wreath frame. So if you have a little bit of an even tail on your pipe cleaners, it goes on much easier. I'm going to show you that one more time. 16-inch sections of Deco Mesh, 1 color each per bundle. Roll it up on the end 3 times, scrunch it up, clip it, roll it up 3 times, and clip it, turn it around, roll it up again, 3 times, scrunch it up in the middle, till you get to the other side and clip it. And last but not least, the white. Roll it up, clip it. You see, this is very, very simple. Once you get into the groove of doing this woodland method, it goes super quick. Now, I have 20 bundles on my egg wreath. I chock my wreath full of bundles. I like it nice and dense with Deco Mesh. Now, I want to say if you use Dollar Tree mesh instead, I would say probably you might have to add maybe another 8 bundles just to get a really good, solid, beautiful application and fill that wreath frame beautifully. And here we have that wreath frame. And again, I caution you, be careful, inspect your wreath frame very closely. I actually ended up having a problem with mine. It came apart when I was working on it. So what I did, if that happens to you, I just put some packing tape, Scotch tape, and I wrapped it around and around and around until I had it, enough together so that I could complete my wreath. So I'm going to start applying my Deco Mesh bundles to my wire wreath frame. I'm going to be wrapping the bundle around the center 2 wires. So I place my bundle on, wrap my pipe cleaners around the 2 center wires, pull it nice and snug up against the wire, and twist my pipe cleaners. This is going to make the prettiest application of Deco Mesh and a very beautiful wreath, egg wreath. Okay, so I just continue placing my bundles on there. This is going to cover the width of the wreath frame very nicely, going all the way around that wreath frame. And when you get it all finished, you can adjust your Deco Mesh. This particular Deco Mesh from Hobby Lobby is very, very compliant. It's very sturdy, extremely wonderful to work with. But I use Deco Mesh from Dollar Tree too on occasion, so you can get a satisfying type of look with that mesh as well. So I snipped off all of my excess on the back, pushed the pipe cleaners down in there so it's not scratching the door or any surface where you put the wreath. And I also put a loop on the back to hang it by right at the top of the egg with 1 full-size pipe cleaner. These are the ribbons that I chose to use on my wreath. Notice on that middle ribbon how it has a really pretty shade of green. I don't think I've ever seen a Deco Mesh with that color green, so therefore I stuck with my white pink and orchid to pick up the colors in that ribbon. I'm going to be making bows for my wreath, and I'm not going to make them as large as I normally do, which is usually around 10 inches. This time I'm going to make them about 6 to 7 inches. I'm going to use the same method that I always use to make my bows. I fold over my loops, pinch it in the middle, twist my ribbon, fold it over, catch it with my thumb, scrunch that down with my other hand, and place it under my thumb. And then I do the same thing again and again with my loops. I'm going to be doing a 4-loop bow, or 2 loops on each side. I wrap a pipe cleaner right around the center. I'm going to leave my tails about 5 to 6 inches. I twist my pipe cleaner in the back. Now I have 2 loops on each side, or 4 loops altogether. Now I'm going to twist my ribbon, fold it over, and make 1 single loop right down the center. Turn it under, catch it with my thumb there. See there? Once I have my thumb there, I take my other fingers and squish the ribbon down and put it underneath my thumb. Now I'm holding everything together under my thumb and with my index finger on the other side. I take the pipe cleaner from around the back, poke it through that center loop, bring it around the back, and twist it. Now all my loops are secure. Now I have 1 tail on the top, 1 tail on the bottom, and luckily I got 1 purple bunny sitting right on top of that center loop. I got lucky there. I'm going to take that top tail and poke it right through the center loop and marry up my tails on the bottom. Now I'm doing 2 bows with that ribbon, and then I'm going to do 2 bows with the other ribbon. That ribbon there is the one that I believe I got on Amazon. Love this ribbon. Very compliant. It has very, very sturdy ribbon. I love it. So I'm going to be placing smaller bows around that egg wreath. And then I do 1 bow at the bottom with orchid with the white polka dots. I'll show you that in a bit. Now I'm taking my sign and I'm just going to put 2 pipe cleaners on the back of the sign. If your wreath is going to be outside and you live in a warm climate, you're concerned about just using the hot glue, go ahead and put a little bit of Aleene's Tacky Glue on there as well. Now I'm going to just dig my fingers down into that Deco Mesh, find a wreath wire, and secure that sign right on top of the Deco Mesh. Now what I ended up using was not any of those eggs that you originally saw in that pink bucket. I ended up using these eggs from the Dollar Tree. The ones toward the bottom of the screen, the pale orchid and the pale pink. And of course, they're not the right orchid and they're not the right pink. So I thought, okay, this is going to make me crazy, or else I could paint them. So I tried as best I could with acrylic paint to match those eggs, which I painted 4 of them, 2 orchid and 2 pink. It's not a perfect match with the Deco Mesh, but it's at least somewhat in the same color family. Oh my gosh, with the orchids and the pinks trying to match things, it's so difficult. Okay, so those green eggs are so awesome because they match the green and one of the ribbons, which gave me the opportunity to bring in another color on that wreath. So what I'm showing you here is how I'm going to decorate those eggs. I really love those eggs. I have a whole bag of them. What they are is actually like a twine, colored twine wrapped around styrofoam eggs, but I really like them. So I went ahead and I decorated my eggs with laces. You could see there. I used lace and I used a very tiny white rickrack on a couple of the eggs. I get all of my trims and some of them not all of them, but some of them I get at Walmart and some of them I get at Hobby Lobby. So I just use a little hot glue and I put my lace on that particular egg that I was dressing up with that little strip of lace. The eggs turn out so cute. But I decorated all of them. I used 3 green eggs and 2 orchid and 2 pink. And this looks super pretty on the wreath. Now, if you're going to use scrapbook paper and do an egg for your egg in the center, be thinking about how you're coordinating all of your colors. Your ribbons, your egg in the center, and your eggs that you're using to embellish the Deco Mesh. I would suggest you use a finger protector when you're doing this, if you're decorating these eggs, especially when you're using hot glue with a lace or that tiny rib. Look at that trim. That's a pretty one. So yes, I would use your finger protector. I get mine at Dollar Tree. And those turned out really pretty. So I'm just going to place those around the wreath. And I was super happy with those green eggs. I'm not sure what shade of green you call that, but I just know they went very well with the ribbons that I was using. Now I decided to make some ribbon bundles. I cut them in 10-inch pieces, but I'm going to suggest you go a little bit less than that. I ended up cutting off an inch or inch and a half once I got them on the wreath. So what I did was I paired up that orchid ribbon with the tiny white polka dots with each ribbon that I used. And I used the 2 different ribbons that I used for bows on the wreath. So I pair them up, scrunch it in the middle, wrap a half a pipe cleaner around it. Or you can use a longer pipe cleaner if you like, because that Deco Mesh, at least with the Hobby Lobby Deco Mesh on that wreath, is very full and very sturdy. So the half of a pipe cleaner probably give you a little bit more hard of a time poking your fingers through the Deco Mesh to attach it to the wire wreath frame. So if you want to use a full-size pipe cleaner, I might suggest that. And this is that other ribbon that I used. And you'll see I'm going to pair it up again with the orchid with the little white polka dots. I'm going to scrunch it in the middle. I ended up, I believe I only used 5 ribbon bundles. You can use as many as you like. I just wanted to add a little bit more of that orchid ribbon with the polka dots around the wreath to kind of coordinate with the orchid bow that I made. That's at the bottom of the wreath. You may have noticed that. So I have 5 bows on my wreath altogether. The orchid one down at the bottom, and then one of each ribbon, or one of each bow on each side, if that makes sense. So there's 2 bows on each side and one at the bottom. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking this evening. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, I just absolutely love this. I put my eggs around. I used hot glue. My wreath is not going outside. If you're concerned about that, go ahead and add a little bit more tacky glue if you're worried about if you live in a warm climate. And go ahead and place your ribbon bundles wherever you like. Now you see the placement of the bows, one of each of those bow types on each side, and the orchid bow at the bottom. I think this wreath is absolutely lovely. once I get those ribbon bundles on, I just arrange my ribbon. I cut the ends and dovetails. And here you have it. I love this one. Let me know what you think of this one in the comments. If you're not currently a subscriber and you like this video, I hope you will become one. And leave me your comments. I love receiving them. And until next time, you all take care.